do keep a date.
All right, thank you one more time, Wilson Omacho there for that program promo. The program is this morning on ITV, and we told you that we're going to be looking at the just concluded PDP primary election only yesterday. Now, one thing that you readily notice is that among all the aspirants that featured in that primary, we had a female, talking about Mrs. Tari Diana Oliver, who got just only 1 vote. Now, some persons will say that women are at it again. Now, I remember some time ago, this same issue played out when we had the like of Mrs. Jibril, Sarah Jibril, who voted just for herself only. And the delegates at this election, we had various women as delegates for this election. But they turned out, you know, to vote for the male aspirant. Anyway, that is just on the wayside. Well, to look at the PDP primary election, we are so privileged to have Barrister Emmanuel Obakwolo. So you're welcome to this program.
Good morning, Nigerians, and good morning, Mr. Ed.
And also we have Osahan Obaraye also joining us on the show this morning. Osahan, you're welcome to this.
Thank you so much, brother. Good morning.
All right. So, gentlemen, let's kick the ball rolling. Now, the PDP primary has just been concluded. And so much talk and so much intrigues playing out and all that. Now, let's start from what actually played out prior to the election. The very controversial issues that came up with which list that is going to be used, the list that is going to favor the national chairman of South-South, and of course the list that is going to favor the governor of Edo State, Mr. Gordon Obasoke. Gentlemen, let's react to this quickly before we really hit the talk show today. Barrister Emmanuel.
Be it as it may, one is not surprised seeing the drama that unfolded in Edo State. And to my mind, after the drama, I came to the conclusion that similar events will take place in the PDP presidential primary. And of course, again, the political gladiators have proved me right. Now, looking at the situation in Edo State prior to the presidential primary in Abuja, you see a situation where the governor came up with his own delegate list, the PDP South-South vice chairman came up with his own list, and there was this rumble between the two of them. And at the close of the day, the squabble was taken to the courts. And in the wisdom of the court declared that the list for the South-South chairman is the authentic one. And again, the governor fell to the South-South chairman.
But there was an appeal to that judgment.
Yes, yes. The appeal is just to tell you that the House in various units now in the state level are not in order. So once the House is not in order, particularly in the southern part of Nigeria, how could the House now be in order when it gets to Abuja, just as we saw last night, early this morning? So the drama had been played already, and we saw a defeat coming to the southern part of Nigeria, to be specific. So now what they were playing in their states now came up in the national level, and it played out again. We saw a situation where the states in the northern part of Nigeria are more organized and oneness in them. But in the southern part of Nigeria, some greedy persons are struggling of how to control the delegates, probably or perhaps for reasons being that should they get political appointments later on when they leave office. They are not even thinking of just now. They are also thinking of the future. So you see all of this sung together, you will now know that there is really problem in Edo State and in Nigeria.
All right, viewers out there, just to abreast you one more time with the figures that we have for the results of the primary election. We understand that to win the PDP's ticket, Atiku had the total votes of 371. And his closest challenger, other words, his closest rival, Wike, pulled a total votes of 237. Saraki pulled 70 votes. Udom Emmanuel had 38 votes. Bala Mohammed, 38 votes. Pius Ayin Pius, 14 votes. And Mrs. Sari Diana Oliver had just 1 vote. And Sam Ohwanbungwa also had just 1 vote. Now, Osahan Obaraye. Now, before this time, we heard of various comments that a house divided among itself will not stand. The way it stands now, PDP is already standing. At least they have a candidate for the presidential election. So let's look at the build-up one more time from your point of view. How do you begin to react to the build-up? And also, now that PDP has a candidate now?
Yeah, first of all, let me say congratulations to PDP for a very successful presidential primaries, and also to Atiku, for the emergence of Atiku. The truth must be told that it is time to go back to the drawing board. It's one thing to be victorious at the primaries, but the most important thing is to be victorious at the main election. The main election is more paramount, it's more bigger. The picture is bigger. So he has been able to garner out of about close to 1,000 persons. He was able to garner about 300 and something. So now he should be thinking of how to also garner over 30 million voters for Nigeria, and that is a huge task. He can also do that without the help of the second runner, Wike, who was betrayed by those he thought were with him. But to me, that is also part of politics. If, as a politician, you don't expect someone to betray you, you're not a politician, because you can also betray somebody for your own, because politics is a game of interest.
And metrics too.
Yeah, so I'm sure when they saw it that they cannot garner out of 50, 70 votes. So the best thing, they also saw the picture and the handwriting. Let me quickly just go through and step down for this man. So I think that was what played out. But I think if they go to the post like this, I don't see victory at all. The what they must do is to, first of all, again, go back to the drawing board. But I think we should also forget about it that my party, the APC, has also postponed theirs. That is also to tell you that the game masters are also on the other to quickly see if there must be a fallout, likely from tomorrow. But my greatest pain too, that the question I thought maybe we'll ask later, is the woman that got one vote. It happened before, and the women were saying, give women a chance, give women a chance. They shout the more. And now a woman I'm not sure that there was any state that didn't have over 5 to 10 women on their delegate list. Yeah. But what did they go there for? Normal thing. I'm sure last night you saw it, where that it was the highest bidder, this time not in Naira. That they disgraced the dollar to say
that's allegations.
No, sir. Yeah. You are talking from a journalism angle. I'm talking from a political level. There is no way you don't share money in primaries. Even if we were to do councillorship, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Even if we are going to do councillorship, you don't speak English to it. To say, if I go there, I'm going to do this. No.
Okay. Well, let me come to Barrister Emmanuel Bakola one more time. Now, we actually have a situation that some persons would describe as climbers before the real climbers. I mean, the southern, pulling out of Tambuwal of Sokoto State, to support Atiku Abubakar. Now, what do you think informed that decision?
Yes, to my mind, again, it has been the game plan from the beginning, from the outset of everything. Because looking at the disposition and the body language of Governor Tambuwal recently, one may not take too much cracking of the brain to come to the conclusion that the man was going to come out the way he did. Some of us even speculated it, that we don't see the seriousness we saw in him.
But one would have thought that he seemed to have enjoyed so much popularity and acceptance, among the PDP, all through the nation. One would have thought that would have kept him on.
That was before the happenings that took place in the states. The death of Deborah Yakubu, that was before then. And also, in 2019, we saw the enthusiasm, we saw the charisma, we saw the zest in him. What we saw in 2019 in Tambuwal, we didn't see it this time around. And some of us, just like I did say, speculated that the body language of this man is reading something else, whereas his head is telling us another thing. So, and to my mind, I saw it as a scheme by the northern politicians to ensure that power is retained in the north. But over here, the southern politicians couldn't deduce that. Why? Probably because of their greedy nature, probably because of if not me, it cannot be any other person. And today, see how it has turned out to be. We saw at the 11.5 hour, Tambuwal withdrew. It did not just withdraw, it did not just go silent, it collapsed its structure to that of Atiku Abubakar, who now emerged. Why in the southern part of Nigeria, there was this battle amongst them, it must be me. But see how the result turned out to be. Meanwhile, the question I now ask is, where is the Asaba declaration that once upon a time was made by the southern governors? Where is it now? The southern governors, they have gone back to their vomit and swallowed their vomit like the dog. And that is why you see the situation just now. The northerners were able to sit down and map out strategy, and it worked out for them. I will not be surprised, with all due respect to my co-panelists here, if APC also follow the same formula, I will not be surprised.
Okay, well, let us not, we're not talking about APC this morning. The issue with the southern politicians, it's very, very interesting. Okowa of Delta State is the present governor now, and we understand that Atiku Abubakar has picked him as his running mate. And there we are, we had Nyesom Wike, a fellow southern governor. One would have expected that Okowa, when he saw that Aminu Tambuwal was supporting his northern brother, Okowa would have also pulled out and probably collapsed a structure for his Wike southern brother.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think my brother here, my barrister, has been able to show the path on that issue. The issue, I keep saying it and I'll repeat it again. We should take time to learn from the northern type of politics. They don't play party politics. What they play is regional politics. They want to see themselves first, see themselves second, see themselves third, see themselves fifth, even before thinking of any other person. They don't even see themselves second. More. It goes to show that if the governor of Cross River, Ayade, was still standing just to get, he knew at that picture that he will not even be number 5 on that list. At least to show some sportsmanship, they also don't same for his brother, but nobody did. So to me, it has also proven that the northern, you call them northern cabals. No, they are not cabals. They are people that understand themselves to believe that since we don't have all what it takes to be, but let's have the power. If we have the power, our person must come. You saw how they came together again to push out Jonathan Goodluck. Then it was in one unison. Now they spent 8 years to go. In a same climb, we should factor to ourselves. I was supposed to be talking about a northern candidate for the president just now. They changed it again to tell you that rotational or does not exist. But when it was Goodluck Jonathan, it existed. Now it's their turn, it does no longer exist. They've gotten the power back. Just what I told you, if my party also now joke with it to say they want to also get another candidate, people might also start thinking towards the line of Peter Obi. But I don't also foresee him winning, because from what happened yesterday at the primaries and what has been happening in primaries, it goes to show that from the way our delegates acted, that is the way the voters will act. From the way our delegates acted. The highest bidder, Atiku was the highest bidder, and he got it.
Well, let us be careful with that, because we really don't have proof to see that Atiku
No,
was the highest
I
bidder.
have about 4 or 5 people that went as national delegates. So I will not come here to tell you what I don't have proof about.
Anyway,
are you getting that? So until we also go back, I don't foresee us going back, because to the joint board to say we prefer Satana. Now, if you tell the Satanas to run, no one will step down for anyone. They prefer to just gather their 1 or 5 votes to remain, to say one time inconsistent, to go back, which a northerner will not. If a caliber of Tambuwal that can also emerge, because it's a sitting governor, He has all what it takes to, the security vote and everything, to also buy votes. To say, no, I'm stepping down. He did not just step down to walk to the back door and go. He said, I'm stepping down for my brother. Not just to step down. He counts my votes as his. Who is a better person? Ayade did not step down. Ayade got 30-something. If you had added that to Nyesom Wike, I think we would have been talking of a
50, 60 to go.
To go.
Yeah.
I get it now. Yeah. So think of it that if two of them had, if Okowa had also said, okay, forget about, let's first of all get the presidency first. My Delta delegates, I collapse into this system. We will not be where we are today. But this is the Wike that has been their voice, shouting to make sure PDP remains. Nobody articulate PDP. Nobody has been bankrolling PDP. The poor man makes sure PDP existed to date. And now, what was he paid back with? Deceit and lies. So to me, that is why I just started by saying, if they refuse to go back to the drawing board to say who is Wike, that is it. Because also don't forget, Port Harcourt is a major block. And PDP has never, APC has never won that place. No matter how. Even with Amechi and Co, Wike brings out that vote. Okay. And it's a major block. So if PDP say no, who is Wike? Election now will not show who the man Wike actually is.
Okay. Anyway, Wike has not told us that he's pulling out of PDP, so let's keep that at bay, even as we try to understand his temperament right now. Let's look at the pulling out of Peter Obi, almost also at the dying minute too, pulling out from PDP. Now, he has gone to another party, the Labour Party. What do we think is his prospects, even in Labour Party now, Emmanuel?
Yes, the kind of politics that is being played in Nigeria of today is not the one that I see Peter Obi in Labour Party to make any headway. To the extent that the kind of politics we play is a politics of regionalism, it's a politics of tribe, it's a politics of religion. Then you now talk of the various political parties. Now, when you comb the first three factors that are mentioned, and you discover that the last one can only depend on the three of them. So, him leaving PDP that has a better structure, so to speak, him leaving PDP that has a better organization, so to speak, him leaving PDP that has good money bags, those who have money to spend, particularly because they are in government just now, leaving them and going to Labour Party, where the man is going to crow and not walk. He's going to crawl and not walk. So you now see that the politics is the way the direction of it is going with definitely no favor in. Now, if you look at it, Peter Obi in his campaign strategy is carrying the youth along. To a large extent, the youth or Peter Obi are together just now. But like the question I ask myself is, if the youth just now are with Peter Obi, at the point of voting, with the youth from some part of the region in Nigeria also have Peter Obi at heart? And to my mind, the question is known already. It's a capital yes.
Okay. All right.
So looking at the situation, Peter Obi is going to face a very tense battle, particularly from the PDP and the APC, because you have money bags in these two parties. And the way Nigeria political party is built and Nigeria election system is built towards the first three factors I did mention. Okay.
Now, Atiku Abubakar may not enjoy the support of the southern electorate. I mean, Ohanaeze has come out to notify that they will not support Atiku Abubakar. Is this in any way going to affect his prospects at the bigger election?
Yeah, definitely it will. But what Ohanaeze would have been speaking about now is that they have their son in Labour. They should have been talking about their son. They should leave Atiku alone. He has gotten his ticket. Wanese should speak about their son. The IPOB should speak about their son.
Okay.
I get it. Now, this is not the time to play politics of forget about him. Focus on your son. I get it. Now, make sure that the East is a block for him. That's what you supposed to do. Everybody should go back to their zone, go back to mobilizing. He has said it already. If we were to vote online today, Peter Obi will win. But politics is not done online in this where we are. Peter Obi, as we speak for the very just now, it's like Barack Obama, the way it was in America. But that will not tell at SCG where I vote. Because what Peter Obi needs to do now is to go back to 774 local government structure. 7474 local government structure, presidential wise, he will use close to 10 million per that. What?
But let us try to discourage the mention of money, because let's try to discourage that now.
No.
Politicians are quick to...
I'm not telling you about to share the money. Just listen to me.
Yeah.
Okay, let me. He's going to rent offices. There's going to be logistics, not on bikes. They're going to be bikes for villages. There are going to be cars to move here and there. They are going to be paying staffs in offices. Are you getting it? He cannot come and visit a royal highness and say, hey, I don't want to speak money. No, it's logistics. I'm not talking about sharing money. I didn't say that.
Okay.
Logistically, you must spend the following.
All right. So
he's not going to also advertise on ITV and you say no because people love you. You don't want the money. No, he's going to pay.
Also, how Barry, as we conclude now, what do we think is the prospect, of PDP at this election? I'll just let you guys share 1 minute each. I'll start with you, Barrister.
It's dependent on whoever the APC will come out with. And that's why you see the APC is playing what I tag the game of delay and watch. They are delaying, they are watching. You see how they've extended their presidential primaries 2 or 3 times just to watch how the outcome
of the PDP.
Of the PDP.
Yeah.
And now they have seen it. So I believe by now they should be sitting down strategizing. This is what we are going to do, this is what we are going to do. Just as we saw it in 2019. They also watched, and the PDP came up with Atiku.
Okay.
And the incumbent now came up and dusted him.
Also, how the prospects of PDP at the election?
Presently, they have 35% to win the election. They've not gotten an E, still F. Because we'll have to wait for my party to come out with the banger. I get it, and I know they are going to come out with a joker, because if they joke with this one, they are gone. And also don't forget that
well, your party seems to be heading towards what some persons describe as an offensive banger.
Yeah. A banger is a banger. Offensive
but it may be offensive to the people,
but
to the electorate this time.
I get it now. Because
so don't you think that may rob them of the election?
No, it will not. It will not. Politics is structuralization. It will not. That is why they are joking with it. I get it now. It will not. They are joking with it. So I don't. That is why what I'm seeing my party to do now, they might jettison the issue of the South issue. Or Southern, they might jettison it. And
pick another.
Yes, because don't forget that these people, they vote tribalism, and they have the block vote. Their votes come in block. You just see 12 million, 6 million vote to 0. Is it not that brings that type of vote? Not in Lagos, not in Port Harcourt, where you see comparison. You just see Bonu, 8 million. The other party will just have 100,000. So the money, so you'll be scared. It's skeptical not to try it. To already know that these people will get this block vote. So to me, let's pursue them and get somebody from the side that will support. Until we get it right. Naturally, Nigeria is not well structured. That is what we are suffering now.
All right, gentlemen.
If it was structured, we will not be thinking of a block vote coming from the north, because nobody see his or herself as a Nigerian first. What they want to see is, I'm a Yoruba man, I'm an Edo man, I'm an Isha man, dividing to the end. When you still get to Edo, I'm from Oyomo. When you get to Oyomo, I'm from Udo. To me, I'm a Nigerian. Until we get that first into our head, Nigeria will not be well structured.
Okay. All right. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed because the election is still very much, it's still there. We still have months to go. By 2023, we're going to be having the election. So let's wait and see how other political parties turn out. There are primaries. The APC has said that on the 6th of June, they are going to be having their primaries, giving a 3 days, window opportunity from the dates the INEC has said it's expired. So other parties will also come up. We have the Labour Party and various parties too. So they are going to come up subsequently to have their primaries, and their candidates are going to be known. So here at Independent Radio and Television, we always watch and keep you informed as political proceedings continue towards the election. A very big thank you, Barrister Emmanuel, and also Sahon Barra.
Thank you so much.
All right, so up next, we're going to be having an entertainment session with comedian Bovo with Daniel Praise. Please stay tuned.